Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Potato, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zachary Marie. Zachary Michael. Zachary Michael also, if you watch my Twitch re-upload channel, it's me, it's I. It's hi? I'm not hi, I was just trying to say hi, hello. How are you all doing today? We are back again because Amberlynn has actually posted two vlogs since I last covered her vlogs. One of them I'm just gonna give you a quick recap of. It was a 12-minute video that pretty much amounted to her mostly just responding to Alexis, and I thought I could share some quick thoughts about that. And then we'll get into a reaction to the video she posted today on March 10th, okay? All right, so that's the plan of agenda for the day. I'll put some timestamps down below so that you can skip forward to whatever you might want to watch instead, or what parts are the most important to you. What am I trying to say? Maybe I should have done a warm-up chat before I click the record button today, because I feel like none of the words are making sense. But we're gonna get to, and we're gonna start with the video that she posted on Saturday. The video she posted on Saturday was called Responding to Alexis, My Sexuality and Weight Watchers Weigh In #1 Sparkle Vlog. Vlog is doing a lot of heavy lifting in this title, as in it's not really a vlog at all. It's mostly, the majority of this particular video is just her sitting down and responding to a video that Alexis put out. I actually did talk about this video already once on my channel whenever it happened, because I was covering a members only live stream that Amberlynn did, where people were in the chat asking her about a man named Dalton. And in the live stream, Amberlynn was kind of confused because she didn't really know what was going on, and now this is the vlog where she talks about her side of the story, shares it, and things like that. So we'll get to that, but the first thing she does in this video is talk about her first weigh-in on Weight Watchers. Something that is just ever so fascinating about Amberlynn and every new diet and weight loss plan and goal, etc. that she has, is that she always somehow contradicts herself about something. And so she goes on and on and on in this part of the video about how she's only gonna weigh in on Thursdays. In particular, only going to weigh in on Thursdays for us, her audience, who just can't get enough weigh-in updates from Amberlynn, but that she's also hoping that she can just do it on Thursdays for herself, because she has such a bad habit, bad time, bad experience of weighing herself daily, weighing herself sometimes multiple times a day. And the part where the contradiction comes in, or maybe contradiction isn't exactly the right word, but a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, sometime in recent history, she was going on about how she could no longer do the 10-day weigh-in challenge because weighing herself in for YouTube just wasn't working, and that keeping stuff off of YouTube works better for her. So surprise, 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 we've circled back to weighing herself in for YouTube. Outside of that, what you need to know is that she only gained a couple of pounds in the past few weeks. She weighs in at 513 pounds, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't know, I didn't actually take notes while I was watching the vlog. And she wants to lose weight slowly this time, like only a couple pounds a week, because when she loses like 14 pounds in a week, it just is never sustainable for her, it never lasts. She always ends up gaining it back. And a few things about that. I do just want to reiterate that back when she was doing keto / also maybe on Ozempic, I can't ever remember if she did those two things at the same time, but at some point when she had some sludge on her gallbladder or pancreas or something like that, she said that the doctor said that it was due to rapid weight loss, and at the time she defined rapid weight loss as 2 to 3 pounds a week, because that's what she had been losing, was 2 to 3 pounds a week. So it is interesting that this is now considered slow weight loss. I mean, like, I think most of us would have considered that slow weight loss, especially for Amberlynn back then as well, but I digress. I just think it's funny because the rapid weight loss was such a hot topic set of words for her to use at any given time to defend why she had to quit doing keto and or Ozempic. I can't remember which which diet plan, if not both, that excuse went with. But it is interesting to me that she has a "it never works for me" mentality when it comes to actually losing a lot of weight versus, Weight Watchers, where it's literally never worked for her. It's literally never been sustainable. It's literally never lasted. But somehow there are all kinds of excuses for why she needs to try Weight Watchers again. But like I said, the majority of the video was her addressing Alexis. I don't think that Amberlynn is a great friend. I really don't. I'm sure she's difficult to have any kind of relationship with, whether that's a familial relationship, a romantic relationship, or one that is just simply friendship. But I don't disagree with her that Alexis is also not a great friend and clearly had some not great motives, maybe, in friendship with Amberlynn. And hopefully if you've watched me cover stuff about Alexis at this point, that's not overly surprising to you. And perhaps it's possible, since we know Amberlynn watches my content, that she might be also using some language that I've used, because in her video, she talks about how she feels like, Alexis is different than, her exes coming out and sharing stories, because Alexis isn't even sharing like her own experience. She's just sharing stuff about Amberlynn to be petty and to be vengeful. And I do just want to say that's essentially what I've said about Alexis in the past, I literally think in the video about Dalton, where I talked about this Dalton story, I think I said that I kind of viewed Alexis to be different because she just seems to be a petty, petty person who wants to get back at Amberlynn for wronging her. So y'all, I can't help it that Amberlynn watches my content and is taking my talking points, but that's just truly how I feel. I'm not trying to help Amberlynn in some kind of argument, because I almost guarantee that Amberlynn did some fucked up shit to Alexis. It's not like I think that Amberlynn is some kind of perfect friend. I think they're actually honestly meant for each other with the way they behave. like their behavior is almost like they're twins, okay? They act so much alike. It's wild to me. They deserve each other in friendship, to be honest with you. If anything, I would hope that by this point, Amberlynn could learn that maybe befriending, romanticizing, etc., random people in your DMs is not the way. It's not the way to build friendships with people. These people that know you because you're an internet public figure do not necessarily have your best interests at heart, diva. But what I will say about Amberlynn's video is that she does make a lot of claims in the video that Alexis is just a big liar, but seemingly never actually says what Alexis is lying about, and then goes on to confirm that the story about Dalton is real. And she also does her classic little bit that we saw her just do in that accountability stream regarding her relationship with Beck, where she's like, well, I have all of this stuff about Alexis. I have all kinds of stuff about Alexis, but you don't see me sharing. And it's just so dumb, because it's again, one of those, but what about what Alexis did? And then two, it's almost kind of like a veiled threat. And we know that it's a threat because she's done this before. Back when Destiny was coming out about all the stuff in their relationship, Amberlynn was like, well, I know something worse about Destiny, but I would never share that. And then shared the story about Destiny and Dana killing their dog. So honestly, Amberlynn's response to this story is pretty classic Amberlynn read. Because also she is in this video talking about how she's not going to address every little thing that is out there, the lies, the stories, etc. that are out there about her, which we also know now to be true, okay? Since she did that whole entire stream trying to take accountability for what she did to Beck. But also in this video, she claims that, after this, she's no longer talking about Alexis. And besties, I think we all know better. I think we all know better than that. Outside of that, Amberlynn pretty much confirms everything that Alexis said about the story. Amberlynn, says I was really drunk. I was at a time in my life. Well, you know what I will say? In order to justify this story, she talks about how she was very drunk, how she at the time was using alcohol to cope with her emotions and things like that, and that we didn't even know half the story. And I do remember a time where she was saying that, right? Like where she talked about that. And I remember it because like I always come back to that anytime that she comes onto the internet and acts a fool while she's drunk. And then when people express concern for her, she's like, I'm fine, I'm good, don't worry about me. And it's like, that is concerning behavior. Not necessarily, you're not like a problematic person if you have issues with alcohol or other substances, but it's like a concerning problem in that I would hope that anybody in a situation like that where they were turning to alcohol to deal with their feelings and emotions and things like that would get help in some kind of way. I mean, thankfully now Amberlynn is in therapy allegedly, so hopefully she can work through some of that stuff, but like that is just not a healthy way to cope with your emotions and feelings. So anyways, she was very drunk. She started messaging with this guy. She does confirm that like things went farther than she probably would have done if she was sober. And this, that, the other. I think a large part about what this story does is bring people into questioning what Amberlynn's sexuality is. And like I mentioned the last time I covered this, I'm not particularly, concerned about Amberlynn's, personal feelings about her identity and things like that. I mean, we just heard a story from Beck about when they tried to confide in Amberlynn about their gender, and Amberlynn just wrote them off and said like, well, I don't know, you seem like a woman to me. So in that sense, like, in Amberlynn's personal feelings sense, like I'm not overly concerned about that, but I think a larger conversation about sexuality is still important to have here because I really care about the people in my community and the queer community surrounding me, and I know how conversations like this can affect people. So in general, Amberlynn also says this in her video, but in general, sexuality is a spectrum. I literally went to Indiana University where there was a man with the last name of Kinsey who did a lot of research on sexuality. He famously put together this Kinsey scale that was used to help kind of like identify where people's sexuality was at, where like 6 is very gay and 0 is very straight, right? So it's like a spectrum. People can fall all over the spectrum. And so I wholeheartedly believe that, okay? Like I'm 100% there. But if Amberlynn identifies as a lesbian, says she's a lesbian, like that needs to just be enough for folks. I do think that a lot of queer people in my life and queer people I've interacted with are able to have much more nuanced conversations regarding sexuality than maybe Amberlynn is capable of doing. And at this point, we've heard a lot of stories about Amberlynn's own interactions with men and things like that. Maybe one day with like more information, more education, things like that, maybe Amberlynn's, views or understanding of her own sexuality will change. But for right now, she says she's a lesbian. And honestly, it's not unsurprising to me that Amberlynn's understanding of sexuality would be so black and white, because one of the first videos I ever did talking about Amberlynn, it wasn't really a reaction. I think I had watched a YouNow stream of hers or something, and in the stream, she specifically talked about how she could never date a bisexual woman because a bisexual woman would cheat on her. And honestly, I'm not sure that Amberlynn has showcased her understanding of sexuality evolving since then. I do think that she's talked about how like maybe that was not the best way to say things, or that wasn't appropriate to say at the time. But like in general, Amberlynn's not on here talking about the nuances of sexuality and stuff, so I don't really think that her understanding of it has evolved probably a whole lot since then. But either way, the reason that I always take an issue with this particular conversation questioning Amberlynn's sexuality and if she's really a lesbian is because a lot of the time the rhetoric that I see surrounding it is similar to things that I've heard homophobic people that I've encountered in real life say about sexuality. In particular, when it comes to women and women who identify as queer, who identify as lesbian, whatever they may fall on in the spectrum, where a lot of people are like, well, the only reason you can be a lesbian or that you would be a lesbian is because, you're not attractive enough for a man to want to date or things like that. As though being with a man is the most important thing that a woman could want or need. And since they can't get that there because they're so god-awful people ugly and unattractive, they have to be a lesbian. And it also shows up in other ways for women. You know, I have one of my best friends from high school who lives in Chicago with me now. Like, I know the number of times she's tried to get men to stop hitting on her by just being honest about being a lesbian, and they are so insistent that that could never be the case. And you've seen her on my channel before. Her name's Emily, so you can go look up those videos on my channel. But she is a very conventionally attractive, like, woman, okay? like she's not playing this game where she's just a lesbian for the sake of, like, not being able to get a man. So it just frustrates me a lot whenever we get to this conversation. And it's not because, again, that I'm overly concerned about Amberlynn's feelings. Like, Amberlynn is frequently unconcerned with other people's feelings, but because I know that a lot of queer people follow me. I know a lot of queer people are in my audience, and I just, like, don't want people to direct that at the larger queer community because it's fucked up. So hopefully that makes some sense, and hopefully that resonates with some folks and you can take something away from it. If you've had those thoughts about Amberlynn, about like Amberlynn not being able to get a man and that's why she has to be a lesbian to have someone to take care of her, I don't think you're an awful or terrible person, but I do hope that, you know, like, you'll reconsider that notion or that thought based on some of the stuff that I've shared today. And anyways, yeah, that's about all that I have to say about that particular video. I think it was a convenient one for me to skip over, although I have yapped quite a bit more than I anticipated yapping about it today. So let's get into the video for today, because it's actually pretty long. I think it's like 19 minutes. Yeah, it's 19 minutes and 24 seconds, and this one is titled Torrid Try-On Haul. I don't know why Try-On is capitalized. Are mukbangs coming back? And the 9 BPD criteria traits. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle vlog. I'm not really sure what to expect with this. Well, at least the very last part of that title. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of her talking at us about BPD. And I don't know. I think she, honestly, truly, I kind of get the sense that maybe she wants to, you know, be some kind of like BPD influencer, for a lack of a better word, in the same ways that, like, she's always aspired to be inspiring through her weight loss. I think when she says, like, Zach, what do you want with me? Because she said that in her most recent live stream where she was taking accountability, but for some reason talking about me. She said, like, what does Zach want from me? Like, even me talking about my BPD is not enough for him, blah, 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 blah. And my thing about it is, honestly, in thinking about this, is that the reason that her talking about BPD infuriates me is because she comes on and wants to talk like she's an expert about it, right? Like, she talks about things in a way that's like, I've experienced this and I'm sharing so you'll know how to deal with it. But she doesn't even know how to deal with it on her own yet. And so for her to come on and yap at us about something that she is not an expert on in her own way, outside of, like, sure, share your experiences, but if she's about to come on here and read out of a fucking workbook that she got on the internet at us, like, who is that helping? Who is that helping? I don't know, you know? So anyways, let me shut the fuck up and let's just get to, shall we? Oh, and I should note that this very first part is about Legos, and if nothing interesting is said, I'll just skip over it, to be honest with you.
Alright, you guys, I am not vlogging today, but I did promise you I would give you guys a day-by-day...
I'm not vlogging today, but here's me vlogging. Alright, next day.
Hello.
Hi.
March 1st, as you guys saw, I did not vlog yesterday. I did give you a build update, though. So yesterday, my mom asked if I wanted to go to bingo, and like...
I just love the clarification that she didn't vlog yesterday, but she did give us a Lego build update, and it's like, well, then you did vlog. And that is about sometimes all your vlogs amount to for some days. I'm just curious, like, I'm just interested and fascinated in the way her brain thinks around that, or thinks about that.
Like, I was just debating all day long, and I was like, no, I felt bad because I could tell she wanted me to go, but, like, I have zero energy. Like, ever since I got COVID, like, my whole body and mind has just, like, changed. I have not been able to, like, gain my energy, stamina, Like, my brain is still foggy. My breathing is worse than ever. Like, it's not the greatest feeling. So then she called me again today and she was like, we're going to bingo. Do you want to go tonight? So since I said no to last night, I was like, you know what, Mom? Yes, I will go. So
I definitely believe all of those things are probably true about her, and I just, her continued, like, confusion about what COVID is and what COVID does to you is so fascinating, because I've had, like, healthy, much healthier than me, friends of mine who have gotten COVID and it's, like, wrecked their body for a very long time, and that's, like, not even the case for Amberlynn, right? I mean, the healthy body part is not the case. So I don't know. I mean, like, that's scary. That's scary. I would be using that as motivation, but you know, like, also much worse things than COVID have happened to Amberlynn, and she hasn't used them as motivation. So who knows? But yay, bingo! Yay, bingo! Can't wait for bingo. Let's go to bingo.
Oh, I'm gonna go to bingo. This is like the first time that I went and have done anything in almost a month. So I'm really excited to see my mom and hang out with her. And I know a lot of you was actually worried about her thinking that she got COVID because I told you guys that she ended up messaging me saying that she doesn't feel well. Well, she took 2 COVID tests and they were both negative, and she just was feeling under the weather. She feels a lot better now, so that's good. Thankfully, we're going to a bingo hall that actually has really good events. So, like, the cigarette smoke isn't as intense, because I'm telling you, my lungs do not need that. Like, I have not vaped in over a month. Like, it's been a long time. Maybe, like, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I'm doing it again for, like, a hot minute, because I'm telling you.
How, she said she hasn't done it in 5 or 6 weeks. How long ago was it that she was on Ozempic, semaglutide, whatever, and said that she wasn't vaping anymore? How long ago was that? She said 5 or 6 weeks? When did she start? I guess maybe she might have started. She started semaglutide. The first video about semaglutide that she posted on January 13th, but the actual, was she not including dates at this point in the video or in her videos? I guess not. I don't have time to go look and listen to when the first one was, but January 13th would have been 5 or 6 weeks ago. Girl, I don't know. She's got the timeline so messed up because of, you know, between the members only live streams and like the backlogged content, it's really hard to say when she was or wasn't doing all of this. But also, anyways, that also distracted me so much from the part that I just find so humorous, which is like, she's sitting here saying she's struggling to breathe, but she's gonna go somewhere where people are smoking indoors. You're gonna go somewhere where people are actively smoking indoors next to you, Diva? How is that gonna help? It's also wild to me because in Illinois, at least, for a very long time, like, there's been no public smoking, like, anywhere indoors. So it's just, like, really, I forget that there are other places in the country that don't have, like, laws surrounding where you can and can't smoke. But that just seems crazy. That just seems crazy that you want to walk into a closed indoor space. But don't worry, y'all, they actually have really good vents. Also, are you gonna wear a mask? I don't know. Lots of things to question, to wonder about, to ask.
Like, my breathing is already so bad, and I know that on days where I vape more than usual, like, my breathing's kind of hecticana. So it's like, I need to just stay away from that.
Yes! Wait, if you're saying that vaping is hecticana for your lungs, even when you're at your healthiest, well, healthiest for you, yeah, girl, you need to stay away from them vapes! You need to stay away from it all! Also, wow, look at all these spots that Mama Lynn has dabbed. She's a dabbing fiend. Dabbing. Is it dabbing? She's also like, hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, tubes? Hi, Mama Lynn. Oh, wait, was that a puff of smoke that just came out of Mama Lynn? Wait, now I don't want to hate on Mama Lynn too much, but your daughter is literally struggling to breathe, and that looked like a puff of smoke that just came out of her mouth. Watch. Right here. Yeah, that was a puff of smoke! That was a puff puff of smoke. Amberlynn listen, Mama Lynn, I defend you a lot. I like you a lot. You haven't done a lot to irritate me. But Amberlynn's ass is the one who said, yeah, I'll go to this place where people are smoking indoors. I guess I should have assumed that would include Mama Lynn. But damn, you just blew out that puff of smoke and your daughter who can't breathe is sitting right across the table from you. Is that stepdad?
I won a bingo, but here's the build update.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Hello.
Hi.
It's Wednesday. It is March 2nd, so I actually saw my mom for a bit today, but I did not vlog that.
All right.
I had a pretty decent day, and if you guys hear noises in the background,
it's your laundry.
I'm currently drying some clothing.
Work.
This is a big box because I'm actually fixing to remodel, for the lack of a better word, out with the old and with the new.
Remodel? You're tearing down some walls? What she probably just means is redecorate. She probably just means that because, she lives in a rental. She ain't remodeling shit.
A lot of, my kitchen stuff, so I might vlog some of that. We'll see. So, as you guys probably remember, I got recommended by a professional to borderline personality disorder books. And
I love that she verifies. I was recommended this by a professional. And allegedly, a lot of people, I didn't say too much about this, but a lot of people are like, what kind of professional recommends that you get on a live stream and talk about your relationship and all of these things that happened in it after only knowing somebody for a few sessions. So I think a lot of people have a lot of questions about what this professional is recommending to her. My thoughts surrounding Amberlynn's therapist and or any conversation she has in therapy is one, I'm willing to believe that she's going to a therapist if she says she is. That's fine by me. I think what you have to remember, and I'm saying this from the perspective of somebody who has had conversations with Amberlynn and then had her go and misrepresent those conversations outside of it, is my thoughts is that Amberlynn is going to a therapist and then she's hearing what she wants, she's interpreting things as she wants to interpret them, and she's making changes in her life based on that, thinking that they're all being supported by a therapist, this, that, the other. I still wish for the best when it comes to therapy because I want everybody to seek therapy. I do believe that therapy has the power to change people's lives if they're willing to participate in it willingly and actively. Whether or not Amberlynn can do that, we will have to see, but I do want that for everybody. I would like her to be a better person so that she stops terrorizing the people in her life, but here we are.
And instead of doing both at the same time, because I don't want to get overwhelmed on top of doing therapy, I decided to start with this one. And as you guys know, I want to keep therapy sacred to myself, but I do want to share my struggles with borderline personality disorder because I struggle bad. And that is a very big part of me, and I want to be very transparent in my journey of healing that part of me. So the
other thing I take issue with her saying I want to share about my BPD and my journey, but I don't want to share about therapy. And I want to talk about my healing with BPD, but I don't want to talk about therapy. It's just therapy is a bigger part of her healing than whatever this workbook is doing, you know?
We're going to talk about chapter 1 today. So chapter
thank
1
God.
is called BPD 101.
Wait, I kind of want to skim through. Is this just going to be... Because we're only 3.5 minutes into this. Okay, I was like, is this the rest of the video? Because I'm not... No, yeah, there's still a try-on haul. Which the try-on haul is going to be stupid because we already saw all of the things that she hauled. Now we're just going to get to see them on, I guess. But yeah, it looks like there is more than just this. All right, so let me shut up.
And some quotes from it that I want to read are, most people misunderstand what borderline personality disorder is and how it impacts people's lives, which is very true. It's not just the lives of the person that has it, but it's also the lives of the people around that person. Also, something else it says is getting a clear picture of your BPD is the start of a journey of self-exploration, which will allow you to grow beyond your BPD. And that change is possible. It says that many individuals who meet the criteria for BPD can look back at their childhood and adolescence and see the beginning of the symptoms and patterns, which is so beyond true. I look back and realize that at the age of 16, I was struggling. So there's 9 criteria listed, and an individual needs to meet at least 5 of them.
I just thought that this was going to be like an interactive workbook in the sense that like she gets those journals with prompts and stuff and she answers it. And I thought maybe we were going to sit down and she was going to read like what a prompt was or something and then tell us how that applied to her life or like talk about her response to it. Is this just going to be story time with Amberlynn where she reads from the book to us? Because that's kind of what it's feeling like.
To be diagnosed and qualify for the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. I'm going to read the 9 to you, and then I'm going to tell you guys which ones that I have. So number 1 is frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. 2, a pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. 3, identity disturbance, markedly and persistently unstable self-image or sense of self.
Hold
on a second. Number 4 is...
My dryer makes the exact same noise, and y'all better believe we're throwing it back. I can't throw anything back. I can't throw anything back. But I do love that little jingle. She is the one. The only one.
Impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. For example, spending, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating. Number 5 is reoccurrent suicidal behavior, gestures or threats, or self-mutilating behavior. Number 6 is affective instability due to a marked reactivity of mood. So for example, intense episodic dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety usually lasting a few hours and only rarely more than a few days. Number 7 is chronic feelings of emptiness. Number 8 is inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. For example, frequent displays of temper, constant anger, reoccurrent physical fights. So the last one, which is number 9, transient stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. And out of the 9, I have all 9. But there is...
I just we really signed up today to just sit here and listen to you read. I don't know. I mean, I think I understand that she's just wanting to share info and she's about to talk about how those things apply to her own life. I just from a perspective of consuming this information, right? I'm somebody who, because I've worked in education, because I've got 2 degrees in education and things like that, I've gone to some presentations and things in my life that are seemingly very dry material, right? But there are ways that you can make it interesting that's not you just reading off a book. And so to that extent, just from an entertaining perspective, I'm could you not just intertwine your own personal anecdotes with those different criteria or whatever, But then just from this perspective of her sharing her journey, I'm that hasn't done much of anything to help me understand you better. I guess maybe you're going to get ready to do that now. And of course, Amberlynn has all 9. So let's get to, I guess.
This one that I even questioned marking off because it's so low, on the totem pole. So next part of this chapter was talking about how BPD is a spectrum. It says,
wait. I thought she was going to share about, how some of those things applied to her. Did she not say... Maybe she just said, I'm going to talk about which ones apply to me. And then she was just well, all 9. All 9 do. Every single one. I thought she was going to share, why she felt those things applied to her. I guess maybe some of it's, pretty straightforward, but... Damn. Wow, it really is just story time with Amberlynn. It's whenever I used to do elementary school and I'd gather all the kids on the reading carpet and they'd come and all sit down on the reading carpet and then I'd pull out the book and I would read and I'd show them all the pictures. That's what this feels like. Okay.
It says in here that the intensity and severity of each part of the criteria is unique to each person. So I had to answer a ton of questions to see like where you fall on the spectrum, and I fell on extreme. You're supposed to circle, is this statement for you mild, moderate, severe, or extreme? Gave a ton of statements. So like one that I circled extreme on was frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. There was quite a few that I circled extreme and severe on. Actually, I circled severe and extreme on every single one except for one. And then another part of this chapter was just like a Q&A. So obviously I'm not going to read all of my answers to you guys because some of them are personal.
Well, then what are we doing? What is going on here? Or if you're just reading from a book to me, you're not even sharing anything about your journey. I don't understand what we're doing here.
But one of them I could read to you guys, just so you guys can like understand me a little bit more. And what part or parts of your life, for example, relationship with family and friends, work, how you see yourself, and so on, do these symptoms cause the greatest problems? When I am in a romantic relationship with someone, it is the worst. So that's where it causes the greatest problems. But it has caused problems with family/friends as well. So it's very rare that it causes problems within my family, thankfully.
Wait, that was your answer? We knew that. This is why I'm like, I don't understand how she says this is helping us understand her journey and her healing journey. We already knew that, Diva. We already knew those things. We already knew that you tell us all the time that your BPD negatively affects your romantic relationships. What do you mean?
But like, if I have a friendship where I'm extremely close to them and I see them like a lot, it can definitely cause problems in that friendship. And obviously when it comes to a partner, because I am talking to them a lot, and they become almost like someone I'm reliant on. And I know that's also
almost like,
when I say reliant, I mean
almost like I think you have been very reliant on partners in the past.
I'm reliant on them like mentally, emotionally, due to like the fear of abandonment, which is really where BP
just mentally and emotionally. Just mentally, nothing else, not back wiping you for 9 months, nothing else.
Is like rooted from. And the last thing I want to share is a quote from here. Feeling alone is very common for people with BPD, so common that it's in the criterion, which in parentheses it says chronic feelings of emptiness, but you're not alone. Approximately 18 million or nearly 6% of adults in the United States have been diagnosed with BPD. That shocked me. And
I mean, honestly, I think the issue I'm taking with this, like, not that, reading about BPD and learning about BPD can't be a part of her healing journey, but her just, like, sharing this is not indicative of her actually making change in her life. And it's also very much giving, like, the various infographics that she just shares without context about BPD on her Instagram stories. Just because you've read this, just because you've heard this, doesn't mean you've done anything to move past this or work with this or through this.
Definitely made me feel less alone. And this first chapter was honestly so just, like, validating. Like, I've already done the whole criteria thing because when I was diagnosed I had to go through all that, but it's like just doing it again and like thinking of it differently with like a whole different mind frame. I'm able to be more like transparent with myself because I'm not ashamed anymore. For the longest time, like I was ashamed. That's why when people would be like, Amberlynn, I think you have borderline personality disorder, like I would become so defensive. Like I don't understand why. I don't know why anyone would ever be ashamed or embarrassed of something that they went through that caused them to have this. Like, it's not your fault. Like, so if you're watching and you're struggling and you have any sort of like shame or embarrassment, don't. Simply don't. All right, you guys, we're gonna do a taste test.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment and the message for sure. Like, I think a lot of people carry shame along with mental health diagnoses and things like that, and I certainly even don't think Amberlynn should feel ashamed of that, right? Like, I don't think anybody should feel shame for the mental health challenges, struggles, diagnoses that they have. It's really hard for me to listen to Amberlynn preach about those things, when she made a whole video suggesting that, you know, the whole video wasn't dedicated to me and my mental health, but she made a pretty bold, strong statement that, like, I was not being honest or genuine about my mental health, and that I only brought up my mental health when I didn't have anything else to cover on my channel, and I was without Amberlynn, so I just couldn't survive. So it's hard to be like, yeah, it's like hard to listen to her say, yeah, don't feel shame, when, like, she literally was trying to invalidate my mental health. Like, please be serious, diva. Please. Anyways, we're past the BPD section of the video. Congratulations, everybody. You did it.
It is these Duos beef jerky.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Feed your sweet side and feed your spicy side.
Yeah.
Mango and jalapeno beef jerky. So I am a little nervous.
I'm actually kind of nervous.
Oh, okay. Not until 2026. It's because I've had this for a while now, but I was feeling a little snacky, so I said, why not try this? Ooh, that smells so good. Stop right now. So this is what it looks like.
Okay. Beef jerky. You know, it makes a lot of sense that despite not being a meat girly, she really loves beef jerky and she eats it so often, because she frequently talks about being a dry girl. She loves some dry meat, and that's literally what beef jerky is, dehydrated meat.
I feel like my taster isn't like 100% perfect ever since I had COVID, but...
Your taster?
I'm not tasting mango.
Your taster?
I'm not tasting jalapeno. What is happening? I just taste beef jerky. It might be like a little sweet. But it's very faint. Let me try another piece. No.
No. And she doesn't like it either, because she'd be going,
No spice. The sweet is like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like 1. I mean, regardless, it's good, but like, I have no idea what's happening.
Damn.
All right, you guys, day 5.
All right, we're skipping this too.
Hello. So
hi.
It's March 3rd, and I literally just remembered.
Look at these lime green hoops. I like them. I don't know. It seems like a little much with the Nightmare Before Christmas shirt she has going on, but I'm living for the hoop.
Putting away some of my clothing, but I forgot to actually do the Torrid try-on haul. So my actual Torrid haul was a few vlogs ago, but we're gonna try on those clothes now and see if they fit. All right, first things first. I
really would just love the try-on all in the same video. It really would make so much more sense from literally any perspective. I just don't understand why she doesn't do it.
This dress, the sleeves are so cute, actually. And I really like the cut of it. I like how it goes up right there. And it is a little
kind of see-through.
In the boobage area. But I am no prude, so I am okay with that. You do have pockets, which I love. I love how tight it is here, and then a little loose here. And then
she really said, look at my boobulas. Look at my boobage.
This is what it looks like.
Okay.
It has a little frilly on the bottom here.
Sure.
Just like it has on the sleeves. So it actually fits me pretty well, to be honest. I really like how it looks from the front. But from the side, it's kind of meh, because it does have stitching on the bottom here that makes it go in on the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that. So
well, that's because that's a part of how it's supposed to fit, and because it doesn't really fit you, that design feature on the dress/shirt doesn't look right. I know you just got done saying that it fits really well, but I'm just guessing based on my limited knowledge of design details like that. I watch a lot of Project Runway. That's what makes me an expert, divas, in case anybody wants my credentials. But I would guess that that's supposed to add shape to the garment, and because it doesn't fit you how maybe it was intended or how it was designed to fit a person, it looks silly. That would be just my guess.
So next is the Mean Girls.
Oh, I like this little vibe.
Obsessed with me. I thought this sweater was literally perfect.
This vibe is kind of like the wave in her hair and the style of like the sweatshirt, t-shirt situation type of deal is kind of giving like a little 90s vibe a little bit.
1, love the color pink. 2, love the movie Mean Girls. And 3, that is a question I ask all the time. So first things first, the insta.
Why is everybody so obsessed with me? I don't get it.
And this is like the softest thing I have ever felt. So let me back up here. We can see that it's actually a really good length. I find my body type and the way that Torrid is, sometimes things run super short and it can be like this. Or sometimes the front part can even be like super high up like this. I'm just like, no. So yeah, it's super cozy.
No.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So next
I'm not really gonna be that girly to do it, but it is interesting. So like a lot of people on the internet will go compare the things that she buys and like how they fit on her versus how they fit on like the model or the intended model. And obviously like, you know, size differences and stuff definitely come into play there, but in general it just feels like her understanding of how things fit versus like how they're supposed to fit is interesting. And obviously at the end of the day, all that matters is that she feels comfortable in it. But her understanding of fit is just interesting. It really is.
Is the checkered over the shoulder sweater. And it just feels huge.
I don't love that.
My arms feel super small and itty bitty.
I don't love the like sleeve wing look situation. Yeah, I agree. There's something off about this Amberlynn.
Which sometimes that is why, you know, girly pop loves a sweater, but it's like kind of annoying. It's not
it
easy
looks
to move in.
It looks weird.
It's super loose.
It does.
Down here feels like a little tight, a little snug, a little short. But if I pull it up,
why?
Above my booty, there. It all just feels loosey-goosey and cozy. But that's what I was saying before. Like, I don't want to have my butt out for the whole world to be looking at.
And yet here we are. And yet here it is.
Super cute. I love like over-the-shoulder type of looks. So next is the tragic tee where I actually bought 2 of them, but I'm just gonna give the other one to my mom. So I love this one.
Mama Lynn really is the new Dana. Mama Lynn really is the new Dana. And you know, listen, Mama Lynn isn't like the skinniest person ever, but she's also not Amberlynn's size. So I imagine, you know, she's gonna be swimming in that a little bit, but I am obsessed that after all these years, because back in the day, if you don't know the lore, Amberlynn just used to give all of her unwanted Torrid stuff to Dana, which was Destiny's girlfriend. And now she's found a new Dana in Mama Lynn.
I love how light it feels. I love the length. Like, I have zero complaints about
Why
this.
are you
like,
picking at it?
It's breathable. I'm giving tragic every single day of my life, so it's definitely made for me. Last but not least, we have the tank top, which is actually like a sleeper tee. So
okay. I'm glad she added that because I remember also after her last video, I saw some people saying that this is actually listed as like a nightgown on Torrid's website and not a tank top. And now she's like, well, I'm calling it a tank top, but it's actually like a sleeper tee. Girl, whatever. You're wearing pajamas. You've got pajamas on.
It fits well. It's super loose. It's long. And this is what it looks like from the side. This is probably not something that I would ever like wear out.
Well, because it's pajamas.
I'd have, like, a cardigan over it, and I'd have to lose a little bit more weight to feel like comfortable in it. And by the way, don't let anyone ever make you feel bad of like, if you're wearing a sleeper tee in public and you feel comfy, do it. If you're wearing a bikini top as a bralette, do it.
Sure.
If you're wearing a long shirt as a dress, do it.
Why not?
Wear what you love and wear what you feel good in and what you feel comfortable in. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
I totally forgot whatever I was just about to say, because why did she come back on the screen in just her bra? Why did she come on her screen in just the bra? Oh, I think what I was going to say is whatever makes you feel comfortable, I agree. Yeah, which I guess in this case, what makes Amberlynn feel comfortable is being in a bra on YouTube.
that was a pretty good torrid haul. And we can't forget about this
You can't.
So I did try it on in my last video when I actually did the haul. And I absolutely love it. I almost cannot wait until like the cold.
Who is this for? I feel like, you know, people were speculating that in her live stream, when she was showing some receipts on her phone, that you could see the little FaceTime symbol, like she was FaceTiming with somebody. Is this for somebody? Is this a message to somebody? Is this a little thirst trap for somebody on the internet somewhere?
Because it's fixing to be spring and then summer. And your girl is not going to be wanting to wear this. All right, you guys, we're going to try another Factor meal.
Oh, thank God.
I'm very nervous about.
Why is there a timer set up behind her? Why is there a timer set up behind her? What are we doing? Oh, she's broken me. She's broken me. Why is that back there?
It's the Louisiana shrimp with smoked Gouda cauliflower grits, chicken andouille tomato gravy, and there's... Is she serious about... I know we already did this once, but is she serious about andouille, or am I stupid? Did I miss something? Is it not supposed to be andouille? Like andouille sausage? Does she wholeheartedly think it's andouille? There's also some broccoli in here. I'm hesitant, okay? It is a little light.
Why is the...
like what I was expecting it to be like? Because trust me,
why is there a timer? The timer has started and she has not explained why it's there. What are we doing?
Grits before. Love them. But they did not look like this. I'm fully aware that this is cauliflower grits, so it is different, but let's try it.
Why is there a timer?
The flavor is so good. So shrimp for me is hit or miss, depending on texture. I love the taste of shrimp, but texture is where it kind of gets me. Gotta blow it off first.
Miss Ma'am, if you don't fucking address the timer in the room with us right now, what is going on?
I'm just gonna take a bite of it.
Girl, I don't care about your mukbangs.
Texture and the
Tell me
taste
about
is
the timer.
Perfect. I was so hesitant on that. I'm gonna get some of the juices. Well, the grits. This is like a...
Describing the grits as some of the juices is what?
I would say chicken andouille tomato gravy, so maybe that's why it's so liquidy, but it's good. Now let's try the broccoli.
What is the timer?
It's storming here. Yes, it is.
She's fucking playing. She is playing some fucking games here.
Our vegetables are on.
Is she trying to prove a point or something? Like, is she trying to like prove that this isn't a... Because part of the title, if you forgot, it says, "Are mukbangs coming back?" Is it? And this is what I would refer to as like mukbang adjacent content, if not just fully a mukbang. So what do you mean? What are we doing with this timer? Is it supposed to prove something about mukbangs?
Point. But yeah, it's storming here. It was hailing earlier. Not my power. I was gonna say my power. My internet is flickering genuinely.
You know, is she setting it? Are we playing Choosy? Are we playing Choosy? Is that why you got a timer set? You're like, while I eat my Factor meal, I'm gonna give you 1,000 crock charms, and you need to play Choosy, and you won't stop until this timer hits 30 minutes.
It's been hectic on it. Holy, this is good. Wow. So I'm sure some of you are like, why is there a stopwatch behind you? Well, I'll explain in a second. Let me enjoy this delicious broccoli. A lot of people think that, like, mukbangs are coming back. Really, no.
Mukbangs. You're the one that said you wanted to start doing mukbangs again, Diva. You said that in a video, and then the next 2 videos featured you sitting down and eating an entire Factor meal.
Literally, no. People are thinking because I'm sitting down eating a meal that I'm, like, highly editing, that it's a mukbang. Literally, no. A mukbang is where you eat large quantities of food.
And divas, this is why I say mukbang adjacent content, because she will find all the loopholes, all the loopholes in the world to not call this a mukbang, even though essentially this part of the video is a mukbang, divas.
And you get to watch the person actually enjoy it, chew their food, etc., etc.
Now, did you not just say moments ago, let me enjoy this broccoli and then sit and chew it on camera? Or so you're saying that this isn't a mukbang?
But that is not what's happening here.
You're not enjoying the food?
Been editing down my eating so much that I take out 97% of my chewing. And the reason why I have this little stopwatch back here is because people were like, oh my gosh, she's eating it so fast. She's just like gulping it down in like 2 minutes. No, it's because I'm like highly editing it because it's not a mukbang. I'm literally a person who lives alone and who eats alone every single day, all of my meals, and I get lonely. Yes, I do. So sometimes it's nice to come on here and be like, let's try a factor meal. And I think it's a really cool concept for people who like are too lazy to cook or who can't cook or don't have time to cook. Like, it doesn't even matter why you have it, but
she loves to do this. She loves to put out a video where she says she's interested in doing something and then does those things 2 days in a row or 2 videos in a row after that and then be like, why would you all think I'm bringing mukbangs back? I don't know, diva, maybe because you said you wanted to.
Yeah, a mukbang is very much not what I'm doing. I don't know, it's just weird. It's almost like people want that, but they say that they don't, but they really do. I don't know how to explain.
Listen, I can speak for myself as somebody who has speculated that you're doing it. I don't want that in any kind of way or capacity. I'm just simply watching your videos and saying what I see. And saying what I see on the camera.
It's kind of like a form of like reverse psychology. I don't know. This is just a little eat with me moment, and I'm lonely, and I want to eat with the people who enjoy eating with me. And there's a lot of you, and there's a lot of you who feel alone, and who do message me and say, I miss eating with you.
Okay.
And I'm never going to film, like, full-fledged mukbangs again. It's not going to happen. But little moments like this throughout my vlog, I don't mind doing that.
You know what though? People absolutely could still eat with you. So many people tell me that they put me on while they eat their dinner or while they're cooking their dinner. And you know what I don't do in most of my videos? Eat.
I know a lot about loneliness, and I'm really working on like bettering myself and
sure.
I'm on Weight Watchers. Definitely not going to be perfect, but I'm working on my relationship with food. And I like sharing that with you guys. And I think Factor is really going to help me with that because it's such a wide variety of foods as well. I'm absolutely shocked with how good the shrimp is. And the cauliflower grits, I would have no idea that it was cauliflower.
You referred to the cauliflower grits as juice earlier.
But I like cauliflower, so I'd like it regardless.
Okay.
Last piece of broccoli.
Work.
She's a vegan.
Okay.
Now we have our last shrimp here.
Oh no, it's almost over.
Yum. I'm definitely going to be getting this one again. This was actually one of the ones that I gave my stepdad, and he said he really liked it. All right. Okay. So I ate it all. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Wow. And thank you guys for having a meal with me.
Work.
All right. Day 6.
All right. Skipping this.
200. So I actually just got done editing this video, and I was about to like get it scheduled and all that stuff, and I realized I do not have an outro. I didn't realize how long the video was, but I hope that you guys did enjoy it and enjoyed the length of it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Always enjoy the length of it. I'm a size queen. All right, well, there you go. There you have it. I hope you all enjoyed the length of my video because I just looked and it's at, before editing, right now it's at 1 hour and 6.5 minutes. So here we are. Divas, that's all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!